Okay, we are live, but we have to say that India survived a scare. I think the challenge that me and Trishadi were talking about, during the pre-match show live. I think South Africa took that seriously, but it was good. It was good that this kind of practice you
Oh
need
yes, we were
for a
talking
while.
about the challenge. For a second
Yeah.
I was like, which what challenge? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we are talking about the South Africa better put some good, challenge than Sri Lanka, and they did much better. They did much better. At one stage,
At
it
one
was
time,
looking
South
like,
Africa was
yes,
different.
exactly. At one stage, it was looking like that they will win the game by 40 overs only. The way Brits and Laura Ulbert were batting, but unfortunately, the incident happened that due to the heat of the Sri Lanka, where the Brits couldn't continue. And I think from there the momentum shifted. Indian bowlers also, and the whole India team understood that there is an opportunity, and they took that opportunity with Boatson. And then obviously Sneh Rana, we have to talk about her once again. 5 wickets, she did exceptionally well. I think Sri Charani was good, I think, overall, but we have to talk about Kashmi Gautam. We'll come by one. But overall, Trishadi, before the World Cup, you need this kind of matches where you have to go through this kind of situations where maybe the match is slipping on, you are trying to make a comeback, you eventually make a comeback and win this kind of, again, this gives a lot of confidence to your team. So overall, how you see as a preparation, how you see this match?
This game looked like a preparation game. The last one
Yes.
didn't. This one
Yes.
did look like a preparation game because at one time, you had your batters tested. Yes, there was an opening stand, but even the opening stand wasn't a completely, what do you call that? Completely fluent one,
Hmm.
because both Pratika and Smriti were tested with a few bouncers, I would say, and
Bouncers.
the best part was South Africa found a way to keep Smriti quiet, and that
Hmm.
was you bowl over the wicket, um, outside leg line, and then that finishes on say middle leg. What that eventually does is, and they were bowling continuously stump to stump. The two deliveries, Smriti was continuously defending the two deliveries. That there was room. She got two boundaries. So
Hmm.
see, she's a good batter. You have to give it that to her. And if that's the case, then you have to be careful what line you're bowling, and that is where I thought the South African bowlers posed a challenge. Then they started bowling short, and your favorite player Nadine de Klerk, I think, was outstanding at one point with the ball. She was
Yes.
continuously bowling in that channel, stump
And
to stump, where
variation,
you can
slower deliveries. Slower
and
deliveries.
and I had expected.
Hmm.
Nadine Declare's slower deliveries. How many times, Snehajish, you and I have chatted about her
Yes.
slower
Hmm.
deliveries? I think two things that stand out for me when it comes to Nadine de Klerk is her fielding and her slower deliveries.
Hmm.
These two. But yeah, as I said, I think this is the level of cricket to some
Hmm.
extent, because now add cap to this mix. You're not going away anywhere with the game.
Yes.
The
Exactly.
only thing which I thought is, because South Africa, and we will go into the details, but just rounding up the game, I thought where South Africa won and in sorry, South Africa lost and India won
Hmm.
was on the experience part. Because
Hmm.
when the likes of Meso and all came out to bat, they did not know what to do. And see, what
Hmm.
experience does is, when Ayabonga Khaka came out to bat, she's not great with the bat. But she knew I have to hit straight. She did hit straight. So all
Yes.
these things, small things. And I also thought, South Africa missed a trick by not sending in Tryon and Deckerson before Meso. I genuinely feel so. So yeah, it. But good for us. And Sneh Rana, I think, now is putting pressure on Deepthi like real
Yes.
hard.
Really hard. Yes, absolutely. With the ball, I think now two matches consecutively, and today, from where, what was the situation? From that
Yes.
situation, you came and you took those 5 wickets. I think it was superb display. But if we come to department wise, to Shadi, first of all, the batting of Team India. I think again the opening partnership was good, as we were discussing. though a little bit scratchy, but still it was good. Pratika again, what a milestone, quickest to the 500 ODI runs, in 8 innings only, and again another 50. It is so easy for her as of now. But Tushadi, did India didn't score 30-40 runs after that start? What do you think? Did India could have scored more 30-40 runs? I know that South Africa bowlers did well, as the innings
Also, the
progressed,
pitch
but
was
still,
slow. The pitch
yes,
was slow.
yes.
But
Mm,
I'll tell you what, I want to know this statistically and then actually say this. But I do think that South Africa has actually taken more singles in the opening partnership probably and in the innings more than India
okay.
has done. And that is one area where more than 30-40 runs, I would like to see that improve. Uh, there are good deliveries that you are hitting straight to the fielders. And in
Fielders.
fact, in one
Mm,
of the overs, I was thinking, Smithy hit two balls straight to the fielder, and they were very good shots, by the way. The third ball, if it had been an Australian batter, she would
mm,
have. I mean, until and unless it's a bad ball, you want to hit it for a boundary or something of that sort, would have just tapped and run. And I
mm,
don't think Smriti did that. Smriti again tried to hit and got another dot ball. So that part needs to improve a little more. And then you will suddenly see that 276 has gone up to 290.
mm. Yes,
Today, that
absolutely.
276 was possible because Jemmy played well. Jemmy changed the momentum.
Jamie played
Otherwise,
well.
with both the wickets falling at that point, this pitch wasn't easy for newcomers. We have seen that
Mm,
from both the sides. So,
yes,
there, I think Jemmy played a very, very significant role.
exactly. Even Herman scored runs, but if you see the strike rate, she was
Herman
mm,
was struggling.
struggling.
Herman was
Yes, she was
struggling.
struggling clearly, and she was very frustrated. She was very frustrated. It was visible when she was really struggling. But at the end of the day, those were important runs. If you see, took team the 276 run mark,
Absolutely.
because otherwise
Look,
this run chase would have done and dusted.
see the other point which I was making the other day about Krunal staying with Virat, I'm not 100% sure.
Mm,
But here, see, at least if Harmanpreet is there, then
mm.
you are still thinking that she can hit,
Yeah,
you know.
yes.
So as a bowler, you are a little wary of that fact till she's there in the crease. So I think that part also you cannot forget.
Yes, yes, and this is the experience that you mentioned in the first place. That this is the
Absolutely.
experience where maybe South Africa is lacking, because again in the pre-match also we are discussing that it is all about Laura Ulbert and obviously the opening partnership of Tajman Breeze. And today Breeze were excellent. The way she was batting, hitting those sixes four at her will, it was so good to see. But again, after those two wickets, you just lacked your whole batting unit just collapsed. I think Asim Khan mentioned the perfect stats. I think it's 37 of 26 with 6 wickets in hand. Is this a collapse by South Africa that is similar to the men's T20 World Cup
No,
final last year?
no,
No, no.
because they
That
had
was epic.
all their
Yes,
players.
yes. That final one was epic.
Which one is this?
T20 World Cup final one.
Ah, yeah, of course. Oh my God, yeah, of course.
Yes.
They can't.
Okay,
They
we'll
can't repeat that.
Yes, okay, we'll come to some comments. Ramaji is here. Sneh Rana, why should batters have all the fun all the time?
Absolutely. And she's in smoking hot form, that red hot form with the ball. She- Especially, what happens, Snehashish, when things
Yes.
are going right for you. Like when things are going wrong for you, last 1 week or so, things have been 10 days
Hmm.
have been pretty bad for me. I'm picking up a pen and it's suddenly dropping from my hand. It's that bad. And see
Yes.
that bridge catch? It's just stuck.
Yes.
So that shows what kind of a form Sneh Rana is in. Naman, of course, has not been in great shape because he was unwell.
Yes. Okay. No one has also joined. We'll come to the next comment. Ramaji again. For the first time ever, I felt South Africa's fielding was below average. Did they do so because of hot and humid weather? Naman,
Kiki?
any comments? Due to hot and humid weather. Naman?
Yeah, I mean, it was really hot out there. I think it it was higher than the usual standard that is seen in Colombo, and it was, I mean, the strain was seen on batters as well, the fielders as well. Tasman also was dropped, I think, a couple of times, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I mean, it kind of takes a toll on the player because you are standing there for around 6 7 hours, and uh, someone like Brits who had played 50 overs as I mean in the fielding side, and then came out to bat as well, and she batted like almost for 30 35 overs. That kinds of plays on your mind, your body, the fatigue, cramps also start to come up.
Mm.
These kind of things do play a big part in your performance, and I think that is one of the reasons that might have played that South Africa's fielding might have been a little lower from their usual standards.
Yes. Okay. Pooja is here, saying tough day at work, but thoroughly enjoyed the match. Exceptional by my team. Pooja is happy that India
Exceptional,
have
Pooja. We,
won.
well, I don't think we were exceptional, but of course, what I
A good
liked
win under
in the
pressure.
fact,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I
Mm.
was saying. The good
Mm.
part, or what I liked, was at say halfway stage, the match was not in your hands,
Yes.
and then to pull it back, hold on to the catches,
Mm.
and even the Arundhati Reddy run out.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
all
Mm.
of
Mm.
them together tells you that they were calm, and
Mm.
that calm under pressure part is the biggest positive that I'm taking from the game.
Exactly. And they didn't give up. They knew that
No.
opportunity might come and we have to wait for that. And they did that, and opportunity came and they grabbed. That is the
Yeah,
biggest point. Yes, Sanya Gulat is
absolutely.
saying, I don't think Jamie gets enough credit. She
I
batted brilliantly.
completely agree with Sanya. I double that, I triple that, and I four times that. Because I think Jemmy just does not get enough credit. But the moment there is discredit, people jump on her. They don't give her the credit. Like for example, I'm telling you, Sneha, had Jemmy not taken that aggressive route, match वहां पे फंसना ही फंसना था.
एकदम
Because
तब
Herman
कोई
was
चांस ही नहीं था कि
the pitch was, and
276 तक आप पहुंचो.
just by the way, I genuinely feel that Herman is struggling not because of her batting but because of her knees.
नहीं.
I have a
Yes.
feeling there is a kneecap under her, or some sort of a bandage under her. You can see in the trousers, it feels that there is something there. And you can
Mm.
see that when she was chasing the ball, she was half limping, half running. When she was running, Harman is usually fast between the wickets. But you can see that comfort, that discomfort.
Yes. Okay. Ramaji is saying, Naman, you take this. I wanna see Amanjot in place of Arundhati in the next match to increase our batting depth. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't see that. I mean, it might be correct in a way, but I don't. I mean, Arundhati hasn't been the best of the bowlers, but to be fair, Indian batters have done their part. Even Richa Ghosh. I mean, Dipti Sharma. I mean, you would expect a little more than from her in the lower middle order.
Why?
I mean, she just scored 9 runs today. I mean, I thought she would do a bit better. Only one boundary in 8 balls. So I thought, I mean,
Mm.
facing 8 balls at the end of the innings, you'll just go all out, irrespective of the scorecard. I mean, at that point in time, you just want to help the team reach a bigger score target. So I think Dipti Sharma could have done better, but irrespective, all the batters performed well. Jamima at number 5 did her best. She's played at a strike rate of 120. Indian batters added 98 runs in 11 overs. I think that kind of did the trick, and I don't think adding further depth would do anything. Bowling department requires some kind of specialist as
Yes.
well, because we saw for first 25 overs, 25 30 overs, India was struggling. They weren't able to get through, and only after Brits, I mean, retired hurt, India eventually started to get those opportunities. So you cannot totally blame Arunadati here because there was not much in the pitch. It was a bit difficult to bowl, and Sneh Rana herself said that we started to do variation, given variations, and take the pace off the ball at the end so that the pitch gives them something.
Mm. Okay. But I think Trishadi, you have to talk about that Karabo Meso and Arundhati thing.
ये क्या था? Why is Arundhati Reddy giving a send off to Meso? I think Arundhati saw breathes in Meso or something of that sort. It has to be. Otherwise, I just did not get the logic. She got the wicket and she did this, and I'm like, what is she saying? For a second, I kid you not, I thought, is she saying that to Richa? I said, no, Richa did well only. Why is she saying that? And then I realized to Meso, and I just texted Snehashish that I understand aggression. I also know that there is a certain Virat Kohli that every player looks up to for aggression. And I agree that at number 11 losing wicket, Virat was, but why do you have to do it for a 17-year-old kid who has just scored 7? Meso was not even running away with the match. Why? I think it was the heat, the frustration of
Ah,
her own spell, the fact that, Naman, why I differ from who asked about Arundhati being replaced? Sorry,
I think it's Ramaji. I think yes, Ramaji.
I completely disagree with Ramaji on the fact that Arundhati has not been bowling badly.
Hmm.
It's just that um, because she's a little slower, it, the batters are waiting and hitting her. That is what happened today. Last day, she was actually literally making Athapattu dance to her music, and she did not get Athapattu out. So she has been doing her part well. I
Hmm.
don't think Amanjot is a like for like replacement or even any sort of replacement for Arundhati. I think
Hmm.
for Amanjot to come in, one of the spinners have to make way. And in Sri Lanka, how can you do that? I mean, in fact,
Yes.
that is the reason I was surprised why Amanjot was in the squad. Not that I had a question mark on her performance. I would actually
Hmm.
want to see a Priya Mishra there in place of Amanjot. But what I
Yes.
do think after watching this match, probably Amanjot is there for her feelings. She'll come as sub and feel.
Yes. Ramandeep Singh. KKS Ramandeep Singh.
Today,
Yes.
at one point, there were two, three subs, I think. There was Tejal, there was
that's
there was Amanjot,
that's
and
how
there was
you
one more.
that's how you give game time by not picking up. Okay.
That's a new style of giving game time.
Game time, yes. Okay, Asimhan saying we have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Is this a worrying sign that we can't take any wickets up front? Arundhati Reddy considering a lot. Do you have a genuine six bowler to back up?
Yeah,
Six
Pratika
bowler.
Raval was bowling, no?
Pratika Raval can bowl, yeah.
Who else can bowl? Smriti. Golden. Smriti can bowl. Golden arm.
uh, but yeah, Pratika Rawal is there as sixth option, but
But I mean, do you think that India, I mean, will get better? I mean, in the sense that when Renuka Singh or someone like a better pace bowler comes in, I think that might strengthen the team further. Then there won't be any issue.
Absolutely. Once Renuka Singh comes in, to be honest, where do you see Arundhati playing? You
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'm saying. So there's nothing, I mean, wrong in this lineup. It's just that the team is currently injury stricken.
Yeah. No, no. Renuka is not injured. I think she's rested or what? I don't. Yeah,
yeah,
Renuka is injured.
I
Renuka is
injury.
injured.
think
Sorry, my
Little,
bad. Yeah, yeah.
yes. Hmm. Okay, Pavan Suresh, Snehana was superb. Yes, indeed.
And maybe because we took her, interview, I was like the golden touch. But this is something you have to understand. I met Virat Kohli in Sydney. After that, it has been all about Virat Kohli. We took Sneh Rana's interviews. There's something golden about.
Okay, okay, Ramaji. Okay, Ramaji. Whether the best fielder in the current Indian team is Amanjot or
Jemima.
Jamie, they both seem to be
Jemima.
done. Yeah, it's Jamie. Yes, it's Jamie. Okay, Prince of World. Lot of questions. Please tell about all Indian players' innings. Pratika's innings also not appreciable, but Jamie deserved applause. But again, she got out because of that unwanted shot.
She got out
Naman,
because of a very good catch, Naman. What do you think?
uh,
Pratika,
No, no,
no,
Jemima.
Jamie
Jamie, obviously, I was seeing that Pratika innings also not appreciable.
appreciable.
Why?
Mm.
I did not understand this part. I'm sorry. I think
Yeah,
Prince of World meant. What did you mean, Prince of World?
Why was Pratika's inning not appreciable?
I think Prince of World have found the innings a little bit scratchy, maybe than earlier ones.
I mean, it is a 50-over game. It's not a 2020. They're not going to smash every ball.
IPL शाम को है Prince of World.
शाम
IPL
को
अभी
है.
day.
This was a 50-over match. I mean, she played brilliantly. I wrote an article and I was just looking at her innings, the way she gives that back foot punch, all of those things. She's very clear in her mind when she plays those shots. It's very uncluttered. Her elbow, I think she worked on that. It has been brilliant. She has really worked up to reach where she is, and she's performing the way she is supposed to at this moment. And a sublime player at this moment.
Yes,
I agree.
absolutely. Pooja saying Snehana was exceptional, guys. Absolutely exceptional. Okay, Asim Hans, what do you think of the batting innings start? Smriti and Pratika playing out maidens, 28 in the first 8 overs. South Africa in comparison, 60 in the first 9 overs. Was it good bowling or were our batters too slow? Very good observation and question. Trishadi?
I think I addressed this right at the beginning of the show. It is because
Single.
yeah, absolutely. We wait for a lot of boundary deliveries. Now, what happens is, um, and I'm saying this from a bowler's perspective, because that's one perspective that is very clear in my head. What happens is when I know I will be bowling 5 6 balls to you, I
Mm,
know your strength or weakness, or this is the channel that I have to bowl. And now you are not taking singles. You are hitting me for a boundary. How many boundaries will you hit? I'm not a bad bowler. You're gonna hit me for one boundary and over. You're not. You cannot hit me for 3 4 boundaries and over in ODIs when I am bowling well in that channel.
mm,
You can disturb my line and length and channel only if you're constantly rotating the strike, because if Smriti is coming out to bat, then Pratika is coming out to bat. I have to constantly shift between my plans. That
mm,
is where the bowler is forced to make a mistake. But if you are not taking singles and you are stuck at one end and just waiting for the boundary balls, then while those boundaries are giving you runs, the problem is you're not putting the bowling enough under pressure. And I think that is something which Woolward and Brits has always done very well. And in fact, Woolward was referring to this. Woolward
mm.
was saying, if you remember, Snehashish, since it's your interview, you are ideally supposed to remember that she said the day Brits gets going, I
Yes,
play the
I
anchor
took
role,
step back.
and the day
Mm.
I get going, she
She
stays
stepped back.
there, because
Yeah.
that's the point. But whoever plays the anchor role and stays, you have to take singles. I think the biggest problem with every Indian batter, it has got nothing to do with men, women.
Mm.
Most Indian batters have this issue. We look for boundary balls or zero. There is no in between for us. Why is Virat Kohli Virat Kohli? Because from 4 to 0, in between those 3 to 1
Mm.
are very significant for her. Sorry, for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, Asim Hans has a question for you, Trishadi. Trisha, you mentioned Harman's knee fitness may not be there. Why is she playing then? Why isn't she resting and recovering? Is she insecure of her place in the team? Can we afford to play unfit players? Oh my God, Trishadi.
She's the captain of the team, and there is a you have a physio who says if you're match fit or not. What I
Yes.
am saying is sitting at home watching on the TV, and I can see her limping. Now, how much is she fit? What is exactly happening? People at the ground can with the team can say. And unfit players wouldn't play, right? This is not the World Cup. Had this been the World Cup, I would still understand that a unfit Harmanpreet Kaur probably is more valuable than a fit ABC. But this is not the World Cup. If she's playing, then I would understand that she's fit. At times, it takes a little. Probably she's in the 90 to 95% setup of a retirement. I'm saying, sorry, of a recovery.
Recovery. Mm.
Yeah. And that is why she's playing and she's getting adjusted. Maybe
Mm.
we'll see her take a little bit of rest when India goes to England. um, because if I'm being very very honest, I don't see the significance of that tour for India. I see a lot of
Mm.
significance of that tour for England, with the new coaching setup now, the new captain. But for India, I don't see that much of a
Yes, yes.
significance.
Yes, as Trishati mentioned, few hours earlier, new captain for England has been announced, and it's Nat Shiba Brand. So the new pair, Nat Shiba Brand, the captain, and Charlie Edwards as head coach. It's coming for that World Cup. So
I
let's
have
see.
told you the hashtag has to be hashtag Nat Charlie supremacy begins.
Nice. We have to see the. I think the first series is against West Indies in England. That will be their first assignment. So we have to keep an eye on that. But moving on, there is some comments that many people are telling that in both matches India have fielded well. I think that is a good positive. That in those two matches, at least as a unit, they fielded decently. But Naman, Ramaji has a question that he thinks that Sneh Rana should have come to bat earlier than Kashbi Gautam. Do you think that should have happened?
No, I don't think so. Kashvi has played. I mean, the amount I have seen Kashvi bat in the WPL, I mean, she has been good. The way she manages her innings and all of those things, and I don't think that putting. I mean, we saw what Sneh Rana can do as well when I think she smashed some 20-25 runs for RCB and almost got them to the brink of winning it. But that is just a win. I mean, a one game. I mean, Kashvi is a much more dependable batter in that sense, and she can remain consistent. She can provide that final over flourish, or even if there's a collapse in the middle, she can come in and provide some kind of
Hmm.
resistance. So I don't think that kind of sets, and that also adds up to that if Sneh Rana can also bat, when there's no need for Amanjot to come in these kind of conditions.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, many of you are
Amanjot nahi re, Sneh Rana, Naman.
Sneh Rana, Sneh
No,
Rana.
I
Amanjot
Yes.
ka
said
beta hai.
no, no. I am saying this also adds to the question that if Sneh Rana can also bat at the end, there's no need for someone like
अच्छा
Amanjot to come in
Okay.
middle.
Yes. Yes.
अच्छा
Yes.
आई थॉट
Yes.
कि अभी तो सब में उसको बैटिंग भी करवाएगा, मतलब इम्पैक्ट सब बना देगा.
Impacts up. Yes. Okay, there are many questions that why South Africa is not playing Anneke Bose. Anneke Bose is not there due to illness. Lara Goodwall is in the squad. And I think Tushit, I observed something. I think Lara Goodwall scored something what 9 or 8 runs maybe, but I think most of the runs came only one shot. That is sweep.
There is only one shot only.
Yes, that is one
See,
shot.
that's the problem. The last time I had
Mm.
seen her, she had one
Mm.
shot. Now I'm seeing her, she has one shot. She is
Yes,
South African version of Deepti Sharma.
and left-handed also. And
That's
left-handed
why
also.
I said, sorry, Deepti. Sorry. Good one.
Okay, Pavan should is saying you three are doing a great job. Okay, thank you, Pavan.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Pawan. And you guys are doing a great job by supporting us, to be honest. We wouldn't
Yes,
be even half encouraged to be here and speaking about it. In fact, kudos to Naman, he was unwell, but
mm.
see, Anike Bosch is unwell, she's not playing, but Naman is unwell, he's playing. I mean, he has come live,
Yes.
sorry.
Okay, okay. Ramaji saying what would have happened if Breeds had come a bit earlier?
Should I take it?
Yeah, tell.
Yeah, Ramaji, I had in fact tweeted. I thought when Tryon and Dickerson were
You
batting,
tweeted that thing.
and when
Yes, I
Tryon
saw.
got out, I genuinely thought that is the time where Brits should have come in.
Yeah.
Then she would have. See, ultimately, when you are coming back, you are not starting at 108. Yes, the scoreboard
Mm.
says you are at 108. You still need to adjust to the pitch all over again, but this time you will take less number of deliveries, but you need that time, and that is the time that Bridge should have taken. What the only thing I feel is probably she was not up to that physically,
Mm.
because I don't think it's easy for South Africa to adjust to Sri Lanka weather. I mean, I am born and brought up here. I am finding it difficult to adjust to this heat. I don't blame them, yeah. I was just sitting outside and watching the match, and the way I was sweating, my mother came and said, what, did you go and play outside? Or I said, no, I'm just sitting here. This is the situation, and I was finding it tough. We have to drink 4 or 5 liters of water. Think of poor, Tasmin Bridge. But I did think that the moment where she should have come to make
Mm.
that impact was, when Tryon got out. Otherwise, it makes no sense. By the time she came, I genuinely knew that the match was done,
Yes,
especially
absolutely.
after Deckerson got out. Because after
Mm.
Brits, who's there? Who will give Brits that confidence that, you know what, I can hit?
Yes, yes,
But Naman,
absolutely.
one question from my end to the two of you: how impressive was Deckerson? Because I did not expect. I kind of knew that she can hit, but I really like the shape. Naman, with you, Deckerson.
Should I start? Or do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want?
You're the only one who's called Naman out of the three of us.
No, no, I didn't get it. Got cut there. No, yeah, I mean, extremely impressive. I have not seen her much play, but the way she came in, I thought that South Africa might have a chance. The way she was smashing here and there the ball, the way she was batting, I think she was a bit more confident than other batters, and she was playing the ball a bit better. And I think at that point in time, Sneh Rana coming in and bowling that super over and getting all of three of those out together. I think that completely changed the game over. But when the what Annery, sorry, I'm wrong. I'm not good with pronunciation of her name,
Deckerson.
but Deckerson. She played a brilliant role, and I think Sneh Rana coming in at the right time kind of pushed the game back in India's favor. If she was continuing to bat the way she was, I think she could have taken the game away.
Absolutely. I think what Naman said, I just want to mention one thing that me and Trishadi you were discussing that the power she has. I think that is the most important part. I think in her batting. I think she is very powerful batter, and the way she was hitting those balls, it was very hard hit. I think that is a very good point for South Africa going forward because she's a youngster, and if I'm not wrong, she recently won something award like who's the cricketer, you know, young player of the world, something like
Emerging,
that.
emerging player of
Emerging,
the year.
yes, yes, emerging player of the yes. So it shows that she has that capability. So South Africa must be happy, and I think now the job is to groom her properly. She has all the capabilities. I think in this short innings also she showed if she would have batted more 5 or 6 deliveries, who knows, result might have been different. So I think good prospect. So let's see. Remaining of the season, obviously World Cup coming, we can see more of Anil Dickerson. Yes, okay. I think most of the comments are done, and it's already 32 minutes. We have another pre-match show of the KKR versus DC versus KKR game, so we have to get ready for that also. So thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Tushari. Thank you, Naman. Obviously, for India, it's a good news that being under so much pressure, they managed to hold their nerves and managed to get this win. 2 wins out of two. So it's almost job done for as to get into that final
What
at
job
least
were
for
they
India.
doing? Snehashish,
To
what
get into
was the
that
job?
final to
Oh,
get
acha,
into that
acha.
finally, yes.
Okay.
Now the next match is between Sri Lanka and South Africa. I think that's a very vital match for both of them because the win is needed. Trishadi,
Yes, it
Trishadi.
is. I was telling my friend today, she was asking me what's going on with your life and all that. So I was like, I have realized that very soon there will be, like, if I travel to a women's tournament, either people will be praising me or there are some who will hit me, who will just come and hit me straight up. So she was like, I think the second part will happen. I promise you. So, and I'm quite sure that the second part. But see, I can't lie. You can't tell me that after watching the first, second match, you are telling me that Sri Lanka versus South Africa will be a very interesting match. Yes, it can be interesting if Atapattu keeps going.
Yes,
I mean, gets going. Sorry. Otherwise, it's
yes.
it's going to be a one-sided South Africa winning, or the
Okay.
rain winning, whichever. You know.
Rain winning. Yes. Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, we'll definitely come back with that third match, pre-match and post-match live. Till then, take care. And obviously, India have win. We are hoping that India can continue this momentum and hopefully to that World Cup. Thank you. Thank you so much.